Welcome to Grizz's workshop. This great lummox is Grizz.
Not an expert or an exemplar of safety.
So I'm going to be making some more jack-o'-lanterns. This is the first lot. It's the lot I made last year, which is Jack Skellington, the witch tree, and the pumpkin. Excuse my voice this week. As an early 50th birthday gift, the universe gave me a cold. So as you can see, the video is available from the 23 pumpkins made last year. So I was starting off with the front faces. This is about 9 inches wide by a foot tall, and these are just the fronts. The backs and the sides I'm just making from scrap wood. Oops, looked like there was going to be a lot less in the bottle when I cut it open there. So here I'm gluing and nailing the boxes together. Not particularly good with a nail gun. I realised it was because it didn't really have any battery. Once I changed the battery over, it went a lot smoother. I think this particular nail gun is more reliant on a full battery. Doesn't work so well on half charge. So here I'm just filling the holes left by the nails. It's all going to get painted anyway. I just sanded everything down. And now on to cutting the faces out. I drew pattern onto the front here and then drilled some holes so that you get the blade in. I took my scroll saw. It's a bit tricky getting the scroll saw blade through the hole and connected either side. I ended up taking the faceplate off that was there as a safety precaution, but I think I was doing more harm than good by having it on. So again, it's another example if things aren't done quite as well as they should be. They're not really safe, are they? This year, well, I asked last year which one everyone prefers out of the designs from last year, which was again pumpkin and witch tree and Jack Skellington. And Jack Skellington and the witch tree were the most popular, so I've done them again, and I'm doing Oogie Boogie, which is also from Nightmare Before Christmas, and this one I'm doing here is Venom from the Marvel series. Popular with kids nowadays. I've got a lot of my shaving, as you see, with the power sander there. I used the bobbin sander to help me make these dowels into teeth, but I ended up not using the bobbin sander in the end. I found it easy just to use the power file. And then I got onto carving Oogie Boogie. Tried to use mainly just chisels to begin with, but I think I ended up giving up and getting my router to do a lot of the hogging away. But most of it's done by hand. Trying to give them a bit of character. So at the end, if you have time at the end, if you could leave a comment and tell me which, again, you preferred, and what I should do in the future. I mean, I have potentially got 2 boxes I can get on with where I've done most of the work. I just need to carve the front, so if I do get time, and if I'm well enough, then that's what I'll be getting on with next. But I don't know what to do, really. Perhaps a Frankenstein, but something simple, nothing perhaps as difficult as Venom was. It's a bit timely. But I quite like doing Oogie Boogie. I think he looks quite good at the end. This is the witch tree. Again, I'm carving in here as I did last year, and then I'll try and give the grain a texture when I get the brush wheel, just to take out all that soft part of the wood and just leave the grain. It works really well. It's very effective. It helps when it comes to dry brushing later on. A really nice 3D texture there. And the same as last year. Jack's main texture comes from I use a little balling tool to carve little divots out of him, so it gives a kind of bone texture. But I'm giving him more of a relief this time than last year. He's sticking out a bit more. Whilst it was just a flat panel last year. Go with those teeth again. They took me a long time to do those teeth. Decided in the end that he really needed a tongue. So he's quite fond of licking people. I worked on getting his tongue into typical Venom shape, and used the bobbin sander and the power file to get it smooth. I'd already painted the back black, but I needed everything else painting as well. So when I just used super glue with an accelerator there, just because it's much quicker, and I was going to come back in with some UV resin to reinforce it anyway. Here's the other 3. I'm just going to get to some painting now.
For that, let's mix up some color. We had this mountain color. That was just some Prussian blue and some midnight black. We'll put some Van Dyke brown, alizarin crimson, just a little touch of sap green. Don't want too much sap green. I'm gonna reach over here and find some white. And let's see what we got here. You gotta put a little white with it to know what you have. It's very difficult to tell. A little more blue in there. Oh yeah. Just sort of play with the color till it gets like you want it. I'm looking for a color that's sort of a bluish gray, maybe with at least a little hint of green. It's too far away to have much green. Okay, now we can lift it up like so. Okay, let me clean the knife. And today, I tell you what, let's do. Let's use a 1-inch brush, and I'll just go right into that and just pull it through, just to load a little paint on it. Like so. just like so. Okay, tell you what, let's begin putting some foreground in here. Let's take a big bunch of the Prussian blue, black, brown, oh, I don't know, crimson, sap green, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have, shoot, just drop it in there. Dark colors. Look at that. Might as well mix up a big wad of paint. Okay, let me clean off my knife. Today, tell you what, we'll just use an old 2-inch brush. You could do this with a fan brush, 1-inch brush, it doesn't matter. I'll use a 2-inch today. Pull it through the paint, wiggling it. See, wiggle it. Other side, pull it through, and wiggle it. You need a lot of paint in the bristles, just like with a 1-inch brush, to bring it to a nice sharp chisel edge. Wiggle it, that loads the bristles. And by wiggling it and pulling it, it pulls the paint toward the end of the bristles. Then sharpen it, just like you would a knife. Okay, look at how sharp that is. Boy, that son of a gun is just, you could shave with it. Look at that, super sharp. Now then, let's decide, maybe there's a happy tree, evergreen tree. He lives right there. Start with just touching the canvas.
And what I'm using here for Oogie Boogie is a bit of bandage over a sponge to try and give it a bit of a texture, because he's made of cloth, Oogie Boogie, with bugs inside. Spoiler for the film.
There we go. And I hope you've enjoyed this painting. It's a lot of fun. It'll teach you how to use the equipment. And it's very, very rewarding. And I look forward to painting with you again on other instructional videos. And until then, from all of us here, happy painting and God bless.
Once the painting was done, I paid attention to the lids. Just 2 simple rectangles with a stalk and little offcuts just to keep it centered on the box. And they just get painted black. This is outdoor paint. After the paint, I decided that it really needs some drool. So I used UV resin, and I applied the UV resin with the UV on so it cured as quickly as possible. It made nice shape, and it kept the drool in place. Here's the finished articles. Again, let me know which one you prefer, what I should do next, if any. And thanks for watching.
See you next time on Grizz's Workshop.